This is Justin with CSI. We're here on day 2, the 19th Swanee Memorial 9-ball tournament. This is winter side action. Brian Parks taking on Corey Deuel. This will be a race to 7. I want to say this is final 8 on the winter side. Came into today with 48 players. Started yesterday with 160 or like 163, right about that. Corey was in China for the big Chinese 8-ball tournament. We were talking. He's got a bit of jet lag. Couldn't sleep last night. It's hot in here, so he's got a lot to contend with. I'm joined by Jay Helford.
Hey, Justin, how you doing, man?
Good, buddy.
Going to be a lot of good matches today.
Yeah.
That last one was a great match. Foldis and Rodney Morris. Rodney's still alive. He's on the loser's side. He's going to play Hema. Oh, Brian, what'd you do there? Brian Parks is the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion. And I put amateur in quotes because he's played in a lot of professional tournaments. Very important winter side match here.
It was a pretty shot for Corey.
Yeah. The winners here are in the final 8 on the winter side. The winner of this match will be in the final 8 on the winter side, so top 12 in the tournament guaranteed. That's where the money starts to get interesting, and Corey made a nice shot, and then he missed that easy 3-ball.
Same guy syndrome.
Yeah. You know, it's sometimes when you play a match, it takes a game or two to get loosened up and comfortable. Unless you're Shane Van Boning.
I don't know, man. Shane's a rhythm player.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons you don't see him do well in stuff like the Mosconi Cup.
You know what? Exactly.
You let him get loose. You let him get that arm warmed up, and he can, do that stuff he does.
The stuff he does so well. Yeah. Listen, Brian is a very dangerous player. He took over a pool room that I started. 40 years ago, I had a pool room in Bakersfield called Billiards, and when I sold it, a young man named Mike Francis took it over. That's like 30 years ago, and Mike just died like 3 months ago, and now Brian is the next in line with the cue ball billiards. I'm glad he's keeping that name alive. That was my first pool room 40 years ago. Actually, over 40 years ago, I bought that pool room.
There's probably not too many 40-year-old pool rooms in the United States anymore.
No, I hear you. Well, that was the boom in the United States came in the 60s, the first big boom after the Hustler came out.
Right.
And there were thousands of rooms that opened up in the 1960s, but probably 90% of them is closed. So from what was several thousand is now a few hundred all over the U.S.
Oh, I bet there's not 200 rooms that have been around since the 60s.
Yeah, you might be right. I think there are in the whole country. There are probably 200 or 300, but at one time there was a few thousand. Justin, I can remember a time where every city in the United States, that's why all the old-time pool hustlers have been in every city. Every city had like a dozen big rooms. I mean, it's, a city like Memphis or Nashville or something. You had a lot of places to play. Now, a city like Memphis and Nashville, you might have 2 pool rooms. In small cities of 50 and 100,000 people, may not have one at all, and there always used to be there used to be a pool room in every city, 25,000 or more. You know, small city and larger. That's why we had a lot of roadmen back there, because there were so many places to play. A little bit of a tricky shot here with this 2-ball. Yep, and it got him. It got him. He tried to slide that past the 2-ball. Or he's got a real severe angle on the 1, and it's going to be hard to hold the cue ball for the 2. He wants to shoot, though. Some guys would be playing safe here, but not Corey Deuel. I think he thinks the cue ball will bump into one of those balls on the side. That's why, yeah, it did. Well done, Corey. Well done. He's one step ahead of me, that's for sure. The 48 players that came back today were all in the money. So all these matches mean extra money. Of course, the remaining guys on the winner's side, in fact, even the guys on the loser's side, they're all looking at that 2,800 on top.
Is that what the first is?
2,800, 1,400, like that. I think 900 third. Prize money is down a hair because they, instead of 91, 92, they had 164 players.
Was that the final number, 164?
Yeah, 164 was the final number. It's the first time in years this field hasn't filled. But they did increase the entry fee by $15 from 75 to 90, and who knows, might have made a difference to some people. And there's a lot of foreign players that a lot of players normally play in this tournament that they go on up to Sacramento and Reno that are not in the country now. That's like at least a dozen guys, including a lot of top-name players.
Everybody go back after Derby for the Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Or what's now the World 10 Ball?
Yeah. And Shane normally comes out here, and I had talked to Shane. I said, well, why don't you come out to L.A.? He said it's just too much right now. He said, I need a break after Derby City.
Yeah, I can imagine. Plus, he's going to go to Reno, which is another week long.
Yeah, he's planning to go to Sacramento first and then Reno, because Sacramento's got 1 pocket and 9 ball. So it's like Sacramento's 4 days and then Reno's 6. So Shane's kind of cutting back a little bit, which he can afford to do, and it's probably a smart thing to do, get proper rest. Tied 1-1. Winner's side raced to 7. The loser's side, we're racing to 6. Now, when we get to the final match, it's going to be a single set final, race to 11. Meek is still alive on the loser's side. He's won several matches after losing to Vilmas Foldis in the second round. I see Santos is playing. Oscar's still alive. He's on the winner's side. We've got one lady left in the final 32, Jenny Lee. Pretty strong for her to get in the money in this field, I'll tell you. Boy, that's a nice looking break there, Mr. Deuel. He kind of put a little more oomph into that soft break this time. Nice opening shot. May have to shoot this combo. Yeah, he's going to have to shoot the 2-3 combination. This is tricky because it's a little bit of an off angle. He's got to find a way to control that 2 ball after the 3 goes in. The cue ball's going away from the 2 ball. It's a lot harder shot than it looks.
Oh.
Yeah. He wanted to draw off the end rail and come back up for the 2. He had a good idea. He just didn't quite execute it properly. He lost his cue ball, and Brian Parks is going to have ball in hand with only 6 balls on the table. And everything spread out nicely. These are the kind of racks when you get ball in hand with 6 or 7 balls on the table. You can, if you're going to win, you better get out every single time. It was a heck of a match, that first match. We weren't doing commentary, but if you were watching the stream, Vilmus and Rodney played quite a match. Great safety battle. Many people decry 9-ball and talk about it. It's too easy, and we should always play 10-ball. But you play 9-ball on a tough table like this, and let me tell you something. You're going to have to play some pool. It ain't all runouts. Boy, Brian overhit that ball. He went like 3 diamonds too far for position. He's got to. You can't make a living shooting shots like this. That's what happened. He tried to jam that ball in and jarred it, came right back up in front of the side pocket. That's kind of a gift. Once again, those are the kind of racks you must win, especially if you're playing a player of the caliber of Corey Deuel. You can't make mistakes like that. And Brian knows it. Boy, Corey. I mean, he missed the whole pocket there. He didn't even hit the points.
Just out of sorts.
That's what happens when you take a shot for granted and you're just all he's thinking about is playing position, which he got, but just so uncharacteristic of Corey.
Well, he told me, he said he woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. He couldn't sleep because remember, he just got back from China.
Right.
So he woke up at 2 a.m. He couldn't sleep. So he went and worked out and tried to go back to sleep. Couldn't go back to sleep. He had a headache, so he took some
Nice shot in the side pocket. Yeah, so he didn't get a good night's rest.
You know?
Yeah, so he's still jet lagged. When did he get back from China, do you know?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, when you make that trip this way, which I've done it so many times, it can take several days to really recover. That's why when the Filipinos come over here for tournaments, they may come a week ahead of time. Dennis usually always comes like at least 4 or 5 days ahead of time. He comes to even if he's playing Derby City, he'll come to Los Angeles for 4 or 5 days. I remember when all the American players, some of like Johnny and Corey and some of them, they'd fly over to Asia the day before a tournament. I knew they had no chance.
Right.
I said, you can't do that. I mean, listen, even in the old days, guys like Rimpey and Varner and Siegel that would travel overseas, they always went at least 3 days ahead of time. I mean, that's kind of basic.
Give
Even
yourself
these,
time to
even these golfers and tennis players that are traveling all over the world, I guarantee you they're going at least, when they're flying continent to continent like that, they're flying at least 3 days ahead of the tournament. Because you ain't going to do well the first day, believe me. I don't know what happened there with Mika. I guess that was the end of the match. Mika dusted off another one.
He's trucking right along, man. He was knocked on the loser side. He lost his second round winners match
to Vilnius. Yeah.
He's just been steamrolling to that loser side.
I don't think Brian's playing a push out here. That 2-ball is kind of hidden, surrounded by the 4, 6, and 8. So Brian really doesn't mind giving Corey a long shot like this. Although I'm not sure I want to do it. But, based on what he just saw, the way Corey missed that last ball.
He's going to make him prove it?
Yeah, he wants to test him a little bit. Well, Corey swished that one. Look out, cue ball. Oh, wow. That was just a bad roll. I mean, that cue ball scratched from a very strange angle. I mean, there's not much pocket there. That cue ball hit a diamond and a half off the end rail and still went in the side pocket. It's hard to shoot a ball straight in like that. Made it easy for Brian to get that 2-ball out of the way. Uh-oh. Now, that's where you see how tough this table is. He hit that ball pretty good, and it hit the point right at the corner pocket and still didn't go in. You just can't touch those points. Shaky first 3 games here, 4 games now. No one's really taken charge of this match yet. Corey looks like he's going to grab this game and make the score 2-2. I see Edgy Geronimo getting ready to play on the next table over. One of the newer Filipino imports. Another young country-mate of his, Chovan Bustamante, an excellent player, played in this tournament, but he lost out last round. I think he was 17th through 24th. One of our veteran Filipino players from Southern California, Santos Sambajon, he's still playing. He's on the winner's side. No, excuse me, that's a loser side match. My mistake. We are 2-2 in this match. This match is worth $300, a little nice pocket change. On the winner's side, the prize money as you win now kind of doubles every round. Corey's breaking a little bit harder today than he did yesterday. Another terrific break, but I don't think the 1 goes by the 8. That's Corey's leaning down to look at it, but you got a half a pocket on this table, and you really better play safe. He's getting down like he wants to shoot at it, though. He's leveling on it. Let's see. Nice shot, Corey. He got about the only place he could get on the 2. I think he's got to slow roll this ball and maybe go around the 8 ball for the 3. Tricky little shot here. He did it, though. He did. He went around the 8 ball. He didn't want to bump it, that's for sure. Not an easy rack. Sometimes you hear commentators say it's connect the dots. Well, this is not connect the dots here. You got to create your dots. That's what happened. Corey had a difficult cut shot on the 3. Hard to get position on the 4. He bumped the 4, and he's got to play safe now. He's got no pocket. He may just bank this 1 rail down to the end rail. Although Corey's a very creative player. You probably know he's one of the best 1-pocket players. He's doing something else. Maybe shooting the 4 off the 7. Let's see. No, he played the cue ball all the way. Boy, what a great shot that was. I mean, I gotta acknowledge how hard it was to bring that cue ball across table and park it behind the 8 when you know you've got to do that, because the way he hit that 4 ball, if the cue ball isn't hidden, Brian would have an open shot. That was a very high-level safety there, played expertly by Corey Deuel. This is going to be a hard ball. Brian's going to try to go 3 rails and hit this ball. 1, 2, 3. Boy, nice hit, Brian. The good news is he didn't give up ball in hand. That's the main thing when you got a tough shot like that. Just find a way to hit the ball, because what I've observed over the years is when you hit the ball, half the time you do not give up an easy shot. Half the time you do, but still 50-50 is not bad odds from there. Another good safety by Corey Deuel. This time he tried to put him behind the 8 again. I don't know. Brian may have a little window here to see the edge of the 4 ball, but still, when you're end to end like this, it's not going to be easy. Brian taking a long look at this shot. He may actually try to bank this 4 ball up here past the 8. Let's see. He did. He banked at it, but set up nicely for Corey. Brian didn't have much choice there. And if you're in a situation like that where there's really nowhere to play safe, you might as well go for it and try to make the ball, even if it's a long rail bank. I can't fault Brian for the shot he took. Well, Corey did not want to bump that 5 ball like that. He wanted to go around it, but I think he can still shoot it in the side. Now he's probably got to go along 3 rails for position on the 7, though. It just made the, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be good, though. Nicely done. Still, he's got to play 2 rail position for the 8. He's got to go back and forth across the table. Well struck. Look out, Corey. There's a pocket there. I'll tell you what.
This is no hanger.
Yeah, you called that one, Justin. It's not easy shooting over the edge of the side pocket. Corey got a little careless with his position. Let's see if he can roll this 9-ball in. And he did not. Very costly position error there.
Behind on the score here. It's 2-2. I missed the last
It's going to be 3-2 Brian Parks now, instead of 3-2 Corey Deuel.
Yep.
Corey's kicking himself right now mentally. That was his game, and he knows it.
Well, that's 2. Well, at least 2 that I've seen. Big mistakes. Maybe more than that. Well, he scratched on that with 2-ball.
Right.
And then didn't he missed the 8 like straight in, didn't he? In the corner?
Yeah, exactly. He's given away a couple games here. He could be well ahead. It could easily be like 4-1 instead of 2-3 down. Oh, I see. Edgy Geronimo is going to be playing Butch Barba. Butch Barba, the uncle of Mark, who we saw on the TV table yesterday, which is another longtime veteran of play in the Southern California area. He plays in like every tournament out here. I just can't think of a tournament where Butch hasn't played in the last 15 years. He's the Iron Man of pool in Southern California. Rodney's back in action way down in the end of the room. He's playing Hema. Got a lot of good matches. Today, all the matches are being played here in the tournament room. We're down to the final 24 players right now. But we've still got a long ways to go to find our champion. You're going to see a lot of good pool today, I promise you. Brian came up empty on the break. Corey does have a shot at the 1 up in the corner. Instead, he's played a safety, put the cue ball up against the 7. It's not so easy to come back to the table after you just blew the game a minute ago. You don't want to have to shoot a hard shot now. He's got Brian in a real predicament, locked up behind the 7 with the 1 up against the 3 ball. All Brian can do is kick at the edge of the ball. I'll tell you, when Corey Deuel lays down a safety, he really lays it down. He doesn't give you much air. Couple tables over, I see Vilmus, who just won the last match with Rodney. He's playing Oscar Dominguez on the winner's side. That's a foul. Ball in hand to Corey Deuel. 3 ball looks like it got, I'm not sure if it's tied. No, he might be able to make that 3 in the corner. Of course, he's got to take care of the 1 and 2 first. Now, the way he's looking at it is he may have a dilemma with this 3 ball. We'll see. I know what's going through Corey's mind. He says, can I 3-foul this guy? He's got him on 1. Corey's trying to decide if he wants to try to run these balls. Yeah, he's shooting the 1 in the corner. He's going to have to stretch pretty far to shoot this 2 ball. And the 3 is all the way down underneath his belly. He can reach it all right. So I guess the 3 will go. Not a lot of pockets for the 4, though. Not sure. Let's see what he comes up with here. How about a miscue? Boy, one more error for Corey Deuel.
This is just a bad match for Corey.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've ever seen him like this, just off center.
yeah, he's fumbling all over the place here. Brian's looking at it like the 3-9 might be on. It's not, obviously it's not dead on, but he's trying to figure out a way where he can kind of throw that 9 ball in the pocket. If he hits this right, he's going to win this game. Let's see. And he did. Just like that, Brian Parks is ahead 4-2. Corey's kind of gift wrapping this match right now. Four, 2. We're going to 7. Brian to break. He can stretch his lead right now if he comes up with a big break shot. Look out, cue ball. That cue ball's tracking towards the corner pocket. Fortunately, he didn't scratch, but I don't think he's got any kind of good shot at the 1. I don't know if he wants to cross bank it. I don't think he cut that in the side, but Brian seems to have something in mind. He didn't waste much time on this one. He did go for the cross bank. He didn't waste a second on that. And once again, Corey comes to the table with a relatively easy looking rack. 8 balls on the table, everything spread out. He needs to play good position on this 3 ball, but if he can get from the 3 to the 4, it's like it is connect the dots this time. Corey's went over and get something out of his bag. It looks like a little powder or something like that. Maybe it's just his magic sauce. I don't know. Oh, he's working on his tip after that miscue. That's probably a good idea. This is the hard shot right here, really. You get from the 1 to the 3. Needs to draw this ball. Oh, he didn't miscue that time. He was trying to draw over and hit the 7 for position. He failed to do it, and as you can see, he's now hooked on the 3. So once again, Corey fails with an open rack. He's probably going to kick off the end rail into the bottom of the 3 and Try to hit it down there where the 9 ball is. Maybe get lucky. Well, he got unlucky instead. He hung the 3 ball up, and Brian's got a shot at it. It's always hard to play position with a ball buried in the pocket like that, but if he can get up on this 4 ball, it's going to look real nice. And he did. Boy, he hit that ball good. Nice solid stroke by Brian. Got perfect position on the 4. He can really stretch his lead right now if he wins this game. Huge game. Difference between being 5-2 if he wins or 4-3 if he loses. Looks good now. Nice position, gets down there relatively close. He's got to stretch out pretty good for the 8, but it's not a hard shot. And just like that, Brian wasted no time clearing that rack off the table. He's ahead 5-2. Kind of a strange match for Corey Deuel. I mean, he could easily be ahead in this match. 5-2. If he'd have taken advantage of every opportunity he had. Well, I guess the only good news for Corey is this would be his first loss, and he'd still be alive in the tournament. And when you're deep enough in the tournament, in this case, the final 12 players, actually, he's final 24 because this is the round of 16 on the winner's side. Final 24, you can come back, but it's not that easy. On the loser side, you got to play 2 rounds for every round you advance on the winner's side. Brian just made his best break of the match. Made a couple balls in the break. All the balls are spread out. Shooting with a lot of confidence right now. Everything looks good. All systems go for Brian Parks. Takes a little extra time in this 6 ball. He wants to make sure he gets good on the 7. That's not it. He wanted to go around the 7 ball. Now he's got a little, he can shoot the 7 up in the end, but it's going to be hard to follow the cue ball. Again, this is not where he wanted to be on this shot. But he hit that ball good. Put a nice stroke on that ball. This 9 ball will put Brian on the hill. What you got there, Justin? Pizza. Justin's not talking. He's on a pizza break.
Also known as breakfast.
He said pizza, also known as breakfast. Well, you got to take what you can get when you're in a pool room. Brian fondles that rack with his hands, trying to get everything just perfect. He'd like to have one more break like the last one. Corey's, meanwhile, shifting around in his chair, very uncomfortable. You know, Brian did this before. He racked the balls up and then he pulled them all down. You don't see that much with the Magic Rack. Usually they put them up there and maybe touch them a little bit and they're good. Brian is real particular about his racks. He did it again. Now he turned the Magic Rack over. He knows something I don't know. You would think that with a Magic Rack there's like only really one way to rack the balls, but obviously that's not the case. Brian's not happy with these balls. He's just not happy with it. Don't be surprised if he grabs another Magic Rack from somewhere. Yeah, he doesn't like it. He does not like it. Meanwhile, Corey's fidgeting uncomfortably in his chair. This is like a little bit of torture for him. He's played bad in the match. He's stuck 6-2, and now he's watching this guy mess with the rack for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, after all that, Brian will probably make 3 balls on the break. He made nothing. He made nothing. He massaged that rack for minutes and then he made a bad break. Corey did not waste any time just kicking that one ball away. I don't think Brian can see it. Maybe he can. It's going to be, he's got a little window between the 4 and 6. I believe. Not sure. Can you see that, Justin? Can he see that one ball? He's, yeah. Oh, look at this. He's trying to jump over the edge of the 4 ball with his break cue. Wow. Did you see that shot? How in the hell did he do that? He jumped the length of the table with the break cue and drew the ball down. I have to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen another player hit a ball like that. I mean, that was not a jump cue he used. Put that shot on the, oh, and look at this. He just drove the 2 right into the rail. Like you said, same player. Oh my, yeah, I know. It is amazing, Justin, how often you see a guy make a great shot and then the next shot, which is relatively easy, they miss it. It's like something happens, you're so satisfied that you made this great shot. But Corey's going to hang that 2 ball up as well. Brian can't, I don't think Brian can jump to this one. He's, this one's going to be a little bit harder to get to. I'll tell you what, you can put that last jump shot on the highlight reel, though, I'll tell you. I can watch that over and over again. How in the heck he got that ball to come back straight back up table? Oh, he's trying to full masse here. Wow. He hit the ball. I mean, he left Corey a good shot, but he did not give up ball in hand. Let's see if Corey can shake it off a little bit and win a game. I mean, in a short match like this, you're never really out of it. Down 6-2. If he wins this game, it's 6-3. If he can break and run out, 6-4, and all of a sudden, he's right in the match. Meanwhile, he hasn't been able to negotiate a rack like this yet in the match. Maybe he will this time. No more free chances for Corey Deuel, and he fell short on that 4 ball. He wanted to come out above it and shoot it past the 5. He can play it in the other corner pocket. Good shot, good shot. He's looking away. He's not even watching Corey shoot. I think he's a little disgusted with himself for letting him come back to the table. Corey has definitely not conceded this match. He's going to do his best to put a little heat on Brian. Every game he wins here will add pressure to Brian. If he makes this 9-ball, he's got 3 games. Oops. Well, that's pretty much true to form how he played that match. He gave away most of the games that Brian won. So we got a winner here. Brian Parks defeats Corey Deuel 7-2, sends Corey to the loser's side. We're going to take a little break, folks, and we'll be back with another match. Probably. Corey.
Pretty dirty, Corey.
I'm not sure what was significant about putting his hands in front of the camera.
His hands are filthy.
Oh, they're filthy. Okay.
I'm guessing that may be a statement on the condition of the equipment.
I think you're right. You know, we got a break now. I might see if somebody can clean this table. Might not be a bad idea. Let's see. I might even clean it myself.
Find a garbage can, man. We'll do it. All right, guys. Stay tuned. I don't know who's up next. We'll try to get something going on for you. My guess is going to be a lot of loser side action for at least the next few rounds because there's not too many winners left. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you know.